morning, Meg.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Come in.
What have you been up to?
Well, early in the morning I tend to make some coffee. Do you want to come in and have some?
Please, I can't say no to that. Let's go.
I've already boiled the kettle in preparation, so we can get started as soon as we're ready.
Fantastic. Is this how you start most of your mornings?
This is how I start every morning. I can't operate without coffee, so yeah, it's a very important part of my day, and I actually really enjoy the process of making it.
Yeah, you got a pretty elaborate kit out there, which travels with you everywhere, is it?
It does, yeah. This AeroPress I purchased sort of a couple of years back,
Right.
and it all fits into here actually, so it makes it pretty easy to travel with. And then, yep. Well, it saves me space for everything else, and then I buy some beans from wherever I go if I can. So these ones are from Subco, though they've been serving me well since I've been over here. So this is a grinder which I bring with me because I like to sort of do it myself. I feel like it keeps the beans a bit fresher. Whether it does or not, I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
it gives me something to do in the morning.
Nice.
Oh.
So here in Mumbai, of course, Meg, you're on tour. When it's maybe some time off from cricket back in Melbourne at home, what do your mornings look like maybe once you're done with the coffee?
I'm a pretty active person, so I like to go for a walk. I've got a dog, Mabel. She's about 18 months, a golden retriever. So I always grab her and we go for a walk, with the coffee, to find a coffee or the coffee that I've made. So that's generally how I start my mornings. I'm not that good at sitting still, so I like to get out and about, especially during the summer months when it's a bit warmer and the weather's pretty nice. So that's me in the mornings.
Yeah, I was hearing some of your Aussie teammates saying Meg always walks. She walks a lot and she's always walking like she's on a mission.
Yeah, I like to get places quick, especially when I haven't eaten. If I haven't had breakfast, my walking speed is a little bit quicker, so people can't always catch up or keep up with me. So they know when I'm hungry, so that's a good thing.
When you were in South Africa recently for the T20 World Cup, you hiked your way up to Tabletop Mountain in Cape Town, did you?
Yes, that would be correct. There was, we all had the option of either getting the cable car up or walking up, and I think there was 3 players, me, Moons and Heather Graham, I think were the 3 players, and we had a few coaching staff as well who went up, but it was, while we were walking up, it was, we were regretting it. We thought it was a great idea, and then it was just literally straight up for, I think it took myself and Sean Flegler, we were leading at the front, and it took us just over an hour, I think. So it was brutal for an hour, but we can say that we climbed Table Mountain, so that was the important thing. But yeah, it was it tired us out, that's for sure. But Table Mountain's incredible. Cape Town itself was beautiful, and yeah, it was one of those times where it's like we might never get another opportunity to go and do it. So we did, and it was it was nice to get to the top and enjoy a cold drink at the top.
Oh, we good.
Oh, either or. Yeah.
Thank you.
There you
Cheers.
go. Cheers. Thank you.
Right, so right after South Africa, of course, you came here to Mumbai for WPL.
Yes.
And here we are, just a few days before a final. What's it been like, WPL, so far for you?
It's been a lot of fun. Coming into it, there was real excitement around a new tournament and the opportunities that it'll present with, and it's been so much more than sort of what I expected, in a really good way. Meeting new people, the way the event's been organised has been great. The hype around it, and the crowd as well, and the fans that have been coming to the games have really just made it so special, and feel really privileged to be part of the first WPL. Delhi has been incredible. The staff, the players, everybody involved is really passionate about cricket, and also allowing us players to enjoy ourselves and do as well as we can. So I really couldn't really speak more highly of the experience so far, and hopefully that means that we can finish off the tournament really well with a win in the final.
They're, of course, in awe of you for whatever you stand for, cricketing-wise and leadership-wise. But I remember so many of them telling me that there is so much to learn from Meg as a human being, and also about just how calm she is. I want to know where that calmness comes from, because you're in the middle of a cricket match. There must be moments when you're probably freaking out on the inside, but it just never ever shows.
Yeah, definitely moments where I'm freaking out on the inside. Most of the time, to be honest. I've just become really good at hiding it and pretending like I have everything under control. And that comes from a lot of experience too. I certainly haven't probably been as relaxed as I am now, the whole time. When I first started out as captain, I was probably a little bit more stressed and worked up, and trying to.
You were what, 21?
I was 21.
Yeah, that's really early.
My first captaincy experience was captaining Australia. I hadn't captained any other team, so I was making it up as I went along, which I still do to a certain extent now. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's important for me to stay calm and try and. When the other players look to me, I want them to see that it's okay and that everything's fine, even when it's not. Because I know if people are looking at me and I'm freaked out and looking a bit nervous, I think that can really carry on to the rest of the team. So it's an important role that I have, as well as the other senior players as well, to make sure that we just stay on track, especially in T20 cricket. I mean, things are not going to go your way all the time, and if you're just sort of expecting it to go as well as you want the whole time, I think you're going to. And I know that they say that they learn a lot off me, but I've learned so much from them as well. I hope that they know that too, because it's been a great learning experience for me, and that's the best part of the WPL and being part of Delhi has been the people and getting to know them and having conversations around their upbringing, their culture, their background, and learning so much about it. And that's definitely the best part of it.
Coffee,
beautiful.
Meg, just want to take you a little bit back to the time in 2022 when you took a little bit of a break from cricket after the Commonwealth Games. Can you tell us what prompted you to take a sabbatical, as they call it?
Good question. I had just a few different thoughts around how much I was enjoying the game, what I wanted to achieve in the game. After the 50 over World Cup that we won in New Zealand, that was a really big moment for myself and the team. And I guess once we achieved that, I did sort of get to the point where I was like, well, what's next, and what do I want to do now? So I had a lot of questions going on and going through my head, and I was struggling to come up with many answers. And I think it's difficult to think really clearly when you're in the cricket bubble and travelling all the time and playing, and it's hard to get that space to get some clarity. So I just got to the point at the end of the Commonwealth Games where I felt like the best decision was to just step away for a little bit and give myself the space to work a few things out and be a bit clearer on what I wanted to achieve and what the next sort of 5 years could look like for me. And to be fair, I actually wasn't sure if I was going to come back and play cricket. At the time when I took the break, it was an option that was it. But I guess, in the time off, I worked out that I still loved the game. There was, a lot of things that I still wanted to keep doing and try. So then obviously, I made the decision to come back. But I think, I learnt a lot through that period. Cricket's very structured and scheduled, and you don't tend to make a lot of decisions for yourself. You get told what to do, where to be every minute of every day. And so I enjoyed the freedom of being able to make my own decisions and do things on my terms and my schedule. And I think it's given me a very different perspective having come back to cricket now. I do feel like I'm a lot more relaxed and go with the flow than I was previously, and I think that's a pretty good way to be and approach the game. So it's been good for me. I think it's something I needed to do, and I think it's probably extended my career too. I think if I didn't take that break, I could have finished up pretty quickly. So I think it's given me the chance to play for a little bit longer and experience great opportunities like the WPL.
I did read somewhere that during the sabbatical there was coffee involved in some capacity. Tell us about it.
Yeah, there was. I didn't quite graduate to the coffee machine, being a barista. Sadly, I didn't stay long enough. But I did work in a cafe for around 6 weeks, just to try something new. I obviously took the break, and there was a few weeks where I didn't do a lot, and then I was like, I think I need to do something a little bit more productive. So yeah, I went and worked in a cafe, and just on the floor. So I was just taking coffees and food out and cleaning dishes and talking to the customers and things like that. And that was one of the best parts of it, was different people coming in every day, having chats with them, conversations. I wasn't sure whether it was going to be packed for the day or quiet. You don't really know what to expect. So that sort of side of things was nice. And yeah, it just gave me something else to do, a new experience. I remember my first shift, I was so nervous. I was like giving someone a coffee, and I was like, oh, here you go. I didn't want to stuff up the orders and get people's.
You didn't mess up any orders, I'm sure, did you?
A couple I got just a little bit wrong, which I was just livid with myself.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe I'd got that wrong.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I was fine. So yeah, it was an enjoyable experience, and I think it helped me just to just feel like I was still being productive with my time while sort of getting out of it what I wanted.
How do you usually like to end your days on a non-match day like today?
Non-match day. So I eat relatively early dinner. I'm sort of 6:30 dinner. It's
Right.
a bit different over here. I know dinner's a little bit later. So I'll do that, and then it's pretty quiet, to be honest. I love sport, so I tend to watch any sort of sport that's on the TV.
Yeah.
Back home there's some AFL on. There's lots of cricket on over here, so I'll just watch a bit of TV, chat to a few people at home, and then a little bit of Netflix to finish off the night, and then I'm off to sleep.
What are you watching these days?
I've been watching Ted Lasso.
Wow.
So his season 3 is just out recently, actually. So it's killing me having to wait the whole week for the next episode to come. But that's been quite an enjoyable series that I've been watching, actually.
Right. I promise this is the last one. Now, we have a big night coming up on Sunday. You've been in so many finals, of course, in your career. But for everyone, especially the youngsters, it's one of the biggest nights of their careers so far. What are you going to tell the girls before the big one?
Firstly, to enjoy it and embrace it, because you never know, if you're going to get back to another final of a big tournament.
Yeah.
So you've got to make the most of the experience. And throughout this whole tournament, we've spoken about having fun, expressing ourselves, and enjoying it. So I don't think that changes at all for us on Sunday night, because that's led us to play some really good cricket.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time, and it's been amazing speaking with you. Thank you, and all the very best for Sunday.
No worries, thank you.